Good morning, everyone. Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. Goodness, we have been through the ringer, haven't we? And but we're still going strong, and we're going to be okay. So I just decided I wanted to do a video just to have some fun and show you something I've been working on with our social distancing and trying to make the best of a bad situation. What I have been doing, I have been meaning to do for ages and ages and ages, actually years when you start to think about it. But what I'd like to show you are these, I'm going to push these out of the way, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson. These two boots are made from fabrics that came from Windsor Castle. Yes, the Windsor Castle in England, in Windsor, England. In 1992, they had a horrific fire. It was in November, and about 100 rooms were destroyed. Fortunately, only two major pieces were destroyed as far as works of art and what have you, and it was a side table or sideboard made of rosewood, and a huge painting. They couldn't get the painting down in time. And the rosewood sideboard is not what we would call a little sideboard. This was massive. It was 19 feet long, and it just wouldn't fit through the doors real quick. So those, fortunately, were the only two major pieces. And they had been planning on doing some rewiring. So they had taken a lot of the historical artifacts down and had moved them out beforehand. So that was fortunate. But what happened was in the Queen's Chapel, I think it's St. George's Chapel. I believe that's the name. A spotlight had gotten up against a curtain, and of course you're talking about wood that's hundreds and hundreds and 850, 900 years old, and fabrics of course just went like crazy, and they were unable to repair the tapestries. They did try, you know, they took them down. Some of them they took down, and the areas where they could, but they could not really repair them to be usable in the castle. So they apparently, my understanding is they sold off the fabrics that they had available. Now, my mother-in-law is English, and at the time she had an antique shop, a fabulous antique shop in England, in Bath, as a matter of fact. And she was able to purchase from these two buyers who had purchased these fabrics from Windsor Castle. And they had created these beautiful, intricate boots. My mother-in-law bought all that they had. There were about 15, I believe. Just gorgeous. And when you realize how old this fabric is, I mean, you can see, I'm hoping you can see the detail on there. And I've had them, goodness, I have two. And then I think my mother-in-law has two. And they're just beautiful. Can you imagine lasting that long and still being that beautiful? And then this one. And so for years I thought, well, I'm going to make some like this, because what you do, okay, so let me back up again. I'm going to get ahead of myself. My mother-in-law purchased them, and you hang these on large pieces of furniture, pretty much like a tassel on a large piece of furniture or a door. Now, the hangers are not original. These are my hangers that I put on them because the original hangers came off. But I put the two hangers on both of these. And it's just some thread that matches up. I was amazed at how close it matched. But so she purchased these, and she sold all but 4. She gave me 2, and then she kept 2 for herself. And I thought, well, I'm going to make some of my own. Well, I never did. I'm going to one of these years, maybe not. But what I did do, about a year ago, I kind of looked at them again, and I traced a pattern out as loosely as I could. I'm going to put these up here. And it sat for a year, and then lo and behold, it was for this time here. So I've done something for journals. Let me get these sort of laying out here. I'll tell you what, let's do it one at a time. So this is my rendition of a paper version of the Windsor Boot. And it's two-sided. There's a paper clip where it will go over the page of a journal or anywhere. You don't have to. You can just lay it flat if you want. I've kept them open, and I'll explain what these are in a second. There is a little pouch, but it's narrow because you know, it gets very narrow down in here. And I was going to put something to write on, but I thought, no, I don't want anything to rot on. So also, as luck would have it, I had and I think I got it from the Dollar Tree a couple of years back, and it was this beautiful fan, and I paid $1 for it. And this is, I think it's balsa wood. It's very thin. You can literally cut this with scissors, which is exactly what I did. So I took the fan apart because it was damaged, and I had all these pieces, and I thought, what in the world am I going to do with these? Well, lo and behold, here we are again. What I did, I thought they would make great bookmarks. They're nice and thin, as you can tell. And I put 2 of them in each one, and they're decorated on both sides. Just beautiful. And when I put them in here, I thought, you know what it reminds me of are those beautiful hair combs that these ladies used to put in their hair. Just gorgeous ones. And I thought, okay, that'll work. Why not? So you can put them in your hair. I wouldn't advise it. These are trims that came from a sample. These are not the Windsor trims. Absolutely not. I would never get rid of those. But these are from sample books from an interior decorator. And he was getting rid of the books, and I managed to get 1 or 2 of them. And I've had the fabrics for years. Fabrics and trims and all kinds of stuff. Just yummy. So there's the first one. And here's the second one. I had so much fun. I did these yesterday and the day before, just working on them. Buttons here. And again, it's double-sided. And it was really nice how it all came together. I was very pleased with it. And these are all the little trims that I had. I've had the trims for at least 10 years, maybe, oh goodness, probably closer to 12 years. And kept meaning to do something with them, but they were only, you know, this was it. That is how big it ever got. That was the trim. Because again, they were only samples in a book of what you could order as an interior designer. And so I went through my stash of buttons, and that's sweet. I thought I'd had a third one, but I couldn't find it. But it was too pretty to pass up, and it just matched really well. So I've got that one, and then we have a blue one. And this is what I'm going to use them for. Is I'm toying with the idea of making a journal about fashion, or with fashion in it. It's in its little infant stages in my brain. But I thought these would be perfect to put in there. And they're just, I was like, oh my gosh, they're just so, they're coming out so well. I was really pleased. Because some of my ideas don't come out so well. I think we all have that problem. It's a great idea in the brain, but then once you put it down on paper, sometimes it still looks good on paper. And then you really put it down on paper, and it kind of bombs. So anyway, I just wanted to wish you all a blessed day, that you have God's blessings, and just keep praying. I know it is a very difficult time right now, but we'll get through this, and I hope that you have a lovely spring. It is warm. I'm sure it's about to rain here in Madison. This is Madison, Alabama, and it is sticky warm, so that means rain, but it's beautiful. The forsythia's in bloom, the peach trees, everything, everything's sprouting like crazy. So it's a beautiful sign to see. So I hope you all have a lovely week, a blessed week, a calm week. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.